How you doing, YouTube? Legit XX Gadget X Player here. I haven't made a video in a while. Back from a regional day. Ended up losing on the bubble, so I lost the rabbit and it opened the nuts. But I'll show you this deck list. I played Chaos Dragons, and then we'll go through it. I was pretty satisfied with it. I didn't really know. Right around round 4 is when I figured out how you really play it. You gotta be super aggressive with it. Just use your Raikos and Lilas just to make pushes through their back rows and just burn their resources and just go YOLO. So you play Dark Armed, which is the best dragon. 2 Red MDs, pretty self-explanatory. You don't need 3's too much, 1 is too little, unfortunately. I'd actually play 1, but shit happens. 3 Light Pulsar, guy's awesome. And 2 Dark Flare. I was originally thinking about playing 3, but this was just right at the right number. His effect went off just right. And then 2 Wyvern, because I only played 3 targets. That would be all the dragons. Then my mill engine was Double Trooper, 3 Lilas, and triple Raiko. All of these came out against Insectors. These came out against Amir, along with triple recharge most of the time. Now you play the best engine, the most versatile engine in the actual game right now. 3 Tour Guide and Sangan. This is really important in the deck. It's not even expensive anymore. But Tour Guide, Sangan, Leviathan, Banished for Red MD, someone like Pulsar. That's really good. You have the setup then. Levier is really good. All rank 3s are actually good. They're usually the best ones. There's those. BLS, best card in this deck probably. Double Sorcerer. I didn't go with 3. 3 probably wouldn't have been bad, but 2 just seemed like a really good number. It didn't really conflict all that much. For the trap monsters, I played triple Valor and then Gores, but we'll talk about these real quick. These came out a lot. I played a lot of random decks where these were just horrible. The only reason I think you should be playing 3 in this deck is because it's Chaos Dragons and you can't really play traps. Otherwise, yeah. And he's light, so I guess it works. Then we come to my 11 spells. I played 1 charge, triple recharge. A lot of people were originally playing 2. But the reason 3 of this card is good is because you want to get it really early and get your milling going really quickly. So you definitely want 3 at least for game 1. Allure, another card I wasn't a fan of, but my buddy Chris was just play it and you'll see why it's good. And it's most of the time, if you banish 2 guys, it's not bad because you usually mill the one and it's dead anyway. And also, depending on what you hit, most of the time, you're drawing 2 better cards than what you already had and removing a Sork or something. So I was really happy with Allure, and if not, you can just take it out game 2. So the Trinity shouldn't be explained. Circle Heavy Reborn. Future Fusion, obviously win more card, you just play it and win, but the only problem I had with it was I never drew it, it just got milled. I played it once against Final Countdown. And I didn't actually win that game, I don't think. This is something my buddy Randy told me to do, and I regret it, because this card's horrible in this deck, in my opinion. The ways in which you were supposed to be able to play it, it didn't work like that. These are definitely MSTs. Everything I played, I threw in all 3 MSTs, so these were definitely the worst choice. But this is still definitely a great card in general. My deck is 40. Got my Scizor token for Gores. Go to the deck. 5-headed, you need it for the Future Fusion. Gaia Thundercharger, never made him. Strike Bouncer, made that, beat a guy with it. Exit Beetle, I'd never actually went him again. Force Focus, he was just to get over other bouncers in certain situations where you couldn't. If this card's broken, I made this twice in for game. Because you just make this, it influenced the game dramatically. I summoned a Lila and got its effect off, and they didn't have any follow-up, and I summoned another Lila and got that effect off as well. Then made this guy and brought back Red MD. No, I brought back a Light Pulsar. Attack for 22, and the next turn attack with both, since you can't attack the first turn. Utopia, just another generic rank 4. All my rank 3 is Leviathan. He's really important because banish for them to get your combos going with the other ones. Brilliant. I played this over Acid Golem, mainly because I was having this issue the day before I was playing at a local, and I had no way to get over Acid Golem, but other than going Acid Golem, where I'd rather go this card. Like, I had ways of getting over Acid Golem, I just didn't, like, it was just, like, playing too many cards to get over one pesky card, but I had Tour Guide in hand. So if I went Tour Guide into this, I could have detached and sat my face attached, and he would have just started killing himself. So this card's definitely staying in here for a while. Levier, he's great. Zen mains, I never actually made him until actually today. Like, he was the first time I made him was today, and he was awesome. Like, he actually, yep. And then Scrap Dragon, and you make this off of Gore's Token and Dark Black Rose. You make him off of like a lot of shit. Army Arm for the possible Army Arm OTK, which has happened. My side deck, which is what I was not happy with. Like, it was good, just not for the matchups I actually ended up playing. Double Victoria. I'm realizing this card's a lot better than Electric Virus in the mirror. And the main reason for that is they're not going to go for a game unless they have it. So it better be like, if they still mill, you can still do this and just actually win more for a game. So I actually really like this card a lot. Like, I was just testing with it with my buddy Chris after for cards, and it was amazing. Virus is actually really good too. Like, I have no I didn't side this against Rabbit, like, because I tried Macro. I said Double Crow. I originally thought this was going to be really good, but it was pretty bad because, like, Injectors, I banished one. Banished your Hornet, and you just equipped Ladybug. I'm like, that was pointless. So, definitely not playing. Like, I don't know. There's got to be some better card against Injectors to play. Soul Taker, this card was MVP. Like, probably actually the best card in my side deck, because this card just makes everything miss timing. Totally worth the 1,000. Like, what did I hit? I hit a couple cards. I hit a Vanity's Fiend from Tubbs. That was funny. Said I had no way of getting around that. So, yeah, that was good. Chalice was good. I played that against Sectors. Damage Step like Raikou and Amir. Triple MST, which was awesome. Should have just made 2. Just was good against Countdown. And then Double Decree, should have played 3, and then good against Countdown. My matchups for round 1, I played against Hieratics, beat him. Round 2, I played my buddy John Palmer playing Countdown. I beat him like a minute before he went to time because he couldn't draw any more stall cards, and I just dealt 12,000 damage right away. Round 3, I lost to GK's. Basically, I felt it was my own way because I didn't really play aggressive enough against his deck when he was like in weaker points, I guess. Like when he only had 1 or 2 back row, I let him build up too much. But I also felt that Royal Tribute for my 3 cards in hand were pretty good too. So, I mean, it was whatever. I mean, I lived and learned that one. Round 4, I played against Injectors. I beat that. Round 5, I played against this anti-meta card D deck that was actually really good. Like, I lost to a game 1. I didn't really know what was going on. I let him gain way too much advantage off his card Ds. And then game 2, like, Decree and MST just put in a lot of work with Zen mains. Round 6, I played my buddy Tubbs playing Monster Mash. I felt like I had an unfair advantage because I actually wrote his deck list for him. Like, I helped him write the whole thing. And then, like, I played it and I just 2-0'd him. Like, he's really good, though. He has, like, a Nationals top. And he lost on the bubble at YCS Chicago with his awesome-ass deck. Like, really, he's a phenomenal player. Round 7, I played against Ninjas. And at this point in the tournament on X1, I beat him 2-0. Like, he was... I didn't even know what the hell his cards did. All I knew was Apex Avian was multi-trigger. And then, round 8, I played against Rabbit. And this made me sad. So I figured, well, I have a pretty good Rabbit matchup. Like, I opened decent. And he must have known I was playing Dragons, honestly, because the way he went for his cards. Because what happened was I set Wyvern. He goes, Summon Rabbit, go Dolko. I'm like, okay, he lets that go through. Then he goes set 3. I'm like, okay. I'm pretty sure he doesn't play Starlight Road, because most of them don't play Starlight Road, actually. So I try to blast him with Heavenly Solemns. I'm like, okay, and I summon a monster, he warnings. I'm like, alright, I might win this. I actually drop a Pulsar, and he's like, okay, and I do it. Attack, and he's like, damage step lance. I'm like, okay, and he just had everything. I couldn't do anything that game. Game 2, I start by setting Raikou. He goes, summon Rabbit, go Doko. I'm like, okay, cool. Tag Raikou, he negated. I'm like, cool, again. And then, finally after that, next turn he goes, when I try to summon Card Trooper and Mill, he changed macro. I'm like, well, fuck. And then at this point, next turn he goes, Rip Tour Guide. And then I'm like, well, fuck, and again. Then I tried to actually make a comeback. Because I had one way, and it was actually working until they flipped the warning that was also face down. So I was like, I was just in a losing position no matter what I did. I had nothing I could do. But yeah, other than that, like, it was really good. I took 25th instead of, like, 4th or 5th with the guy I lost to would have taken. Did take. So, yeah, it's salty, but I like the deck a lot. It's way out of my playstyle, though. Like, I love being conservative, and this deck just goes YOLO. But, yeah, that's it, YouTube. Peace out.